So you've probably heard that Walmart just had a massive quarter. I mean, the numbers are huge, but on the surface, it's easy to miss what's really going on behind the scenes, in their aisles, and more importantly, in their online checkouts. So let's dig in and break down the real story.
Right, so this is the big question, isn't it? What's actually driving all this growth? Because it's definitely not as simple as people are just buying more stuff. There is a very specific strategy at play here, and it tells us a ton about today's shoppers and the economy as a whole.
Okay, first things first, let's just look at the headline number. For the quarter that ended this past January, Walmart raked in an unbelievable $190.7 billion in net sales. Just let that sink in. That figure alone really sets the stage for the scale we're talking about.
And get this, that huge number wasn't just a fluke. It's actually a 5.6% jump compared to the exact same time last year. That shows some real, solid momentum for a company of this size.
But, a single number like that just doesn't tell the whole story. To really get what's going on, we've got to pop the hood and see which parts of the business are firing on all cylinders, and, well, which parts aren't.
And that brings us to what you could almost call a tale of two aisles. Seriously, there's a huge performance gap inside Walmart's own business, and it's this divide that tells us the real story of their success. And here it is, laid out plain and simple. On one side, you have grocery sales and online sales just absolutely crushing it with super strong growth. But then on the other side, you've got general merchandise, things like clothes, electronics, home goods, and sales there are quite a bit slower.
And to really see what I mean, just look at these numbers. While total U.S. sales grew a very respectable 4.6%, their online sales just exploded, up 27%. I mean, that is a massive, massive driver of their overall success and a huge signal about where we're all shopping now.
So what gives? Why the big slowdown in general merchandise? Well, this quote from Walmart's own report really hits the nail on the head. People are spending very carefully right now. They're focused on the essentials, and they are hunting for value, which totally explains the boom in groceries, but the caution everywhere else.
Now, here's the kicker. This lopsided growth, it's no accident. Not at all. It is the direct result of a very deliberate, very smart strategy to bring in a whole new kind of Walmart shopper.
So here's the secret sauce. Walmart has been actively targeting and attracting more upper-income households. And how are they doing it? By doubling down on the two areas we just saw were growing like crazy: high-quality groceries and super convenient online delivery. And it is absolutely working. The company is pretty clear that its market share gains are coming from this new, wealthier group of shoppers.
You can really see their playbook broken down into 3 simple steps. Step 1, go after those higher-income customers. Step 2, beef up the 2 things they care about most, groceries and online shopping. And step 3, tweak the in-store experience, putting in new displays to make the whole trip feel a little more upscale.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second and talk about the big elephant in the room: inflation. How do Walmart's prices stack up against what's happening everywhere else? This is where that whole value idea really gets put to the test. This chart right here is incredibly revealing. Look, while Walmart's general merchandise prices did go up about 3.2%, check out their grocery prices, less than a 1% increase. Now compare that to small businesses who are having to raise prices by 4 to 7%. This just shows how aggressively Walmart is fighting to be the cheapest on essentials.
And you might be asking, why are other businesses hiking prices so much more? Well, it all comes down to these broader economic pressures. Things like tariffs and the rising cost of employee health care are hitting smaller businesses way harder, forcing them to pass those costs onto us in a way a giant like Walmart can often just absorb.
So, with this winning strategy in their pocket and a really tricky economic environment out there, what does Walmart think is coming next? Let's take a quick look at their forecast for the rest of the year. Looking ahead, the company is predicting net sales growth of between 3.5 and 4.5%. This forecast pretty much signals that they're confident their game plan, wooing higher-income shoppers while keeping a lid on grocery prices, is going to keep working. And all of this brings us to one final, really big question. Walmart's strategy is clearly a success. They're winning over wealthier customers, no doubt about it. But as they keep evolving, can they hold on to their core identity? Can they still be the ultimate champion of value for the budget-conscious shoppers who made them a giant in the first place? That right there is the billion-dollar question for the road ahead.